Hello, everyone. Welcome to the February 8th, 2020 Forest Park Chamber of Commerce meeting, our general meeting. We thought we were going to be in person in January. Things kind of got a little crazy over the holidays with all the spikes, so we decided to hold off and come back in February. So thank you all for coming back. We are ready to go, though. Who Day? This is what this is for. This is old, too, by the way. I am not a bandwagon. I think this is from, like, the last Super Bowl, even though I was so small when that happened. But yeah. My son is 10, and he has decided that he waited his whole life for this. I'm like, dude, I've been through 2 Super Bowls, and we've been waiting for all this time. But it's awesome. So such a fun time for our city. So welcome back, and we are here today to have a update from the city of Forest Park, which is part of the Cincinnati area, as we all know. But we will have Don Jones give us an update of what all the fun things that are going on in this city and what we can look forward to. I'd like to say that we will be back. We have a little follow-up to the fun things that are going to be happening. In March, we will have Paula Brem Hager, and they are not related, but she is the head of the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Libraries. And as many of you may know, there will be something Don will probably talk about, that we are getting a new library branch in Forest Park, and very exciting. And there are a lot of new branches and new things going on with the library. So we have talked to Paula, and she is going to come out next month. So same place, same time here. We will have that announcement coming out, and then we have a couple other things in the pipelines for the following months. So, but right now, today, we'd like to hear from Don, and so if I can just, he needs much less introduction than he's had. He's been our city manager for 3 years? It'll be 3 and this spring, and we are so happy to have him here. And so Don, if you want to come on up and give us your spiel, we'd love it. So.
Don't have to stand up. Don't have to stand up. Hey, it's great to be here, and I just want to thank the Chamber for allowing me to come back again. I was hired on April Fool's Day a few years ago, so I'm still not sure if I'm the city manager or not yet. So that I don't know if I was the fool or whatever, but I love it here, and it's been a great coming up on 3 years. Hello. It's all right. Again, thank you, Nancy, for the introduction, and the Chamber for giving me the opportunity to share some of a little bit of what's going on in the city here. I'd like to start with an update of where we've been and where we're going, and talk about some of the departments. And if anybody has any questions, we can, feel free to ask them at the end. And we've got some of our department heads here that if I don't know the answer, they do. We've got a great team, a great staff, and the best part about working here is that my staff makes it easy. And all I have to do is just kind of watch them and make sure they do a great job, and they do. Whether it's 2020, 2021, 2022, or beyond, our story is one of a city that's evolved to be a vibrant 21st century community. We're proudly diverse, and we have an economy on the rise, and then we have a much desired quality of life here in the city of Forest Park. It's a story of a resilient city that refuses to back down from challenges that confront us. Most of all, it's a story of a city that celebrates our diversity, strives for equality, and understands that what makes us different is our greatest strength. Seems like everywhere we look, we're encouraged to define ourselves by what divides us, whether it's political party, race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, where you were born, what language you speak, whatever it is, but not here in Forest Park. Not here. Forest Park has proven there's a better way, and so despite all of the national negativity and division that we've seen over the last several years, Forest Park chooses to be different, and we're defined by what unites us, not what divides us. We do this through collaboration, through partnerships with the community, with the chamber, with businesses and church organizations. And that's the keys to opening up the door to prosperity for all of us. We like to take care of our own here in the city of Forest Park, so we see a lot of our chamber members, and we hope that our community supports our businesses that are located here and do business here. And so that's something that we're proud of and that we hope that continues in the city of Forest Park. I want to talk a little bit about some of the accomplishments and some of the challenges that we've had over the last year. We can't predict what the future holds. What we can do is predict that we're going to provide the best possible solutions and manage them well as a city, as a community, and be transparent about things, bring the community together and seek out solutions. Whenever there's a problem, we seek out solutions from all aspects of our community, and we think that's the best way to continue to move forward. Let's move forward with a little bit of where we've been and where we're going to go. I've got each department up here. I'm not going to mention all the things we've done. This is just a brief bullet point presentation of the things that, some of the accomplishments that have happened in each department, some of the things and goals that we look forward to trying to accomplish over 2022. So let's begin. Again, the city as a whole, we're very proud. We became the second largest city in Hamilton County with the recent census. So, you know, when people talk about Cincinnati, we are the second largest city in Hamilton County behind Cincinnati. So a lot of people don't think we're that big, but from a population standpoint, we're very proud of the fact that we continue to grow. Our census has grown. A lot of cities have shrunk. Cincinnati has shrunk. So we're a growing city. What that means to us as a community is that we're a city of choice. People are choosing to live here instead of moving out. So we're very proud of that. And obviously we've had a lot of COVID problems in the last several years, last 2 years that we seek to continue to work through. The city has made a lot of changes to the way we do business to continue to provide great services. We also have, last year, we have a new era in City Council. We have a new mayor, Mayor Charles Johnson, elected to retire, and he was mayor for almost, I think, 20 some odd years maybe. And so we have a new mayor, Aaron Brown, and we have a couple of new council members. Councilor Diane Herbie decided to retire as well, so we've lost them as legislators, but they still continue to be actively involved in the community and continue to add their judgment and their ability to understand the community from the history that they bring forward. But we also have a lot of new young folks. So it's 2 new council members and a new mayor, so we look forward to working with them over the next couple of years. The environmental awareness, civic engagement, that's what we're about. We are a city that's very proud to be a tree city and to continue to work toward beautification. And property maintenance is important for our city. These are our goals. We make sure that we want to make sure that if you buy a home here and you live here, or you rent here, that you can expect that the property maintenance will be top notch as best as we can, and we'll enforce it. And so that your investment as a homeowner and your investment as a business owner continues to show results and is not diminished by someone else's lack of attention to their property. So property maintenance is very, very important. Development and revitalization, we're landlocked here. We don't have a lot of land left. So we are in the process of not only continuing to develop the land that we do have, but to reinvest and revitalize the land that may have become unproductive and pieces of property that may have become unproductive, and try and revitalize the existing structures as well as develop new ones as well. Quality of life and public safety go hand in hand. The things we hear from the folks that move here, whether they're businesses or whether they're citizens, they move here because it's a safe community. We've got our police department here, and they do a great job. But what we do as a community that I think is different in our police department. We can talk a little bit about it here in a little bit. But I think it's real important to know that before it became kind of the buzzword over the last several years, our community has always been a community-based police department. We follow our community, we service our community, and we protect and we serve. And our citizens expect really good service, and they expect to be treated properly. And our police department buys into that. They know it, and they've done it for years. It's not something that they've just caught on. So they have a history of being a community-based police department. We're very proud of what they've done. But you can't have quality of life without public safety, and that's where we hear feedback from a lot of our folks, again, that they came here because it's a safe place. We recently had a relocation of a national headquarters that specifically came here because of a lack of safety at the place that they were already located. So we're happy to do that for our community. And let's go a little bit further. There's the police. So what's going on with accomplishments and what we've got going? Last year, they were certified through CALEA. That's important. Again, it gets back to, and I never know what these acronyms mean, so, but basically it's a national association that accredits police departments. It's top of the line, it's the gold standard. And they come in and it's really exhaustive. It takes several years. And we went through the process and got certified. And it's an ongoing process. Every couple of years, every year we have to recertify ourselves. So it's not something that you can put a little plaque on the wall and say, here we are. We did this, great. It's something that you continually have to upgrade your department, upgrade your policies, upgrade your procedures. And we're very proud that we were certified through, our police department's been certified through CALEA. And again, that represents our commitment to the best of practice, best of breed, policies, procedures that we can find as a police department, and our commitment to the community to implement those best of practices. We also won an award, and there's Rebecca, she's won that award. And basically for the program that she does, it's called FRESH, First Responders Education and Health. We were recognized in November of 2021 by the local Police Chiefs Association, or actually, yes, the Ohio Police Chiefs Association. That just goes to show that, not only do we do great work as a department, but it's recognized by our peers. And this is a tremendous, this program, I won't get into it, but maybe if you have any questions later on, she's here, she can tell you about it. But basically working with kids, trying to get to them early and put a good impression of policemen and police work in the community while young people are still growing up, and you can still influence them. And so she does a great job. It's a great program. We're very proud of it. Goals. The biggest thing we're going to do next year is we just received 2 grants, one from the feds for around $60,000, and the other one is from the state of Ohio for $30,000. That's $90,000. That's going to pay about 2/3 of the cost of doing body cameras this year. We're going to implement a department-wide body camera program that will have body cameras on all of our police department. All of our police officers will be wearing them. We'll have the top-of-the-line cameras. We'll have top-of-the-line policies, top-of-the-line procedures, and those will be rolled out later this year. And again, that's something that our policemen want because it protects not only the policemen, it protects the public, and then it protects the citizens, the rest of us who expect to have a really good police department and be safe. So we're looking forward to implementing that as we go forward. They're implementing going to restart their Warrior Academy, which is a sort of a student police academy where we're, again, trying to get kids to, number one, learn that police are people too, understand what they're doing, that they're human beings, and attract them to, possibly wanting to be a police officer in the future, because it's a tough job. It's tough to get recruits these days, and we hope to be able to do that and implement that here in the city again. It's a practice, I think, that we did several years ago, and something that we're going to re-implement. So there's a lot of good things going on in our police department, but the main thing that you want to take away from that is that we listen, we're proactive, and that we're trying to do the best of class, best of breed policing that we can find, and we're still committed to community-oriented policing. From a life safety standpoint in terms of the fire department, notice it says fire and life safety. We do little things a little different here in Forest Park. Our Forest Park Fire Department, they're great at putting out fires, they're great at showing up with the paramedics, and they do a great job. But we also focus on the community life safety. We don't want to show up there and have, when you're having that heart attack and say, okay, I'll take you and take care of you. We don't mind doing that. We'll do that. We'll do it very well. We'd prefer to get you before you have that heart attack and talk to you about your diabetes and your diet and things like that. So we thrive and as one of the organizations that we work with, and our fire department is, again, community-oriented toward getting out the people of Forest Park and trying to keep Forest Park healthy. And so as you can see, we've had a tremendous accomplishments for 2021, but one of the best ones that the two that I'm going to point out is we've hired a community health educator. We take it so serious that we have added that to our fire department because we want to make sure that our citizens are healthy and understand the problems. And this really came up again with COVID. When you look at your local resources, a lot of departments don't have a lot of local resources. It became evident that we really need to stay on top of these things, that COVID's not going anywhere. And so we're going to, not only do we have the COVID issues, but we've got, again, the demographic of, I don't know if demographic's the right word, but the type of healthcare issues that we have in our community, we need to fight those. There's diabetes, there's hypertension, there's a lot of infant mortality, things like that we want to pay attention to, that we want to curb and stop. So we've devoted resources, thanks to our city council and our mayor, and devoted resources and the commitment of our chief and our assistant chief to the safety, not only the safety, but the health of our community. So that's a big accomplishment, and that we're looking to pay dividends going forward as we roll out different community health things. We're also getting into making sure that our emergency management protocols are up to date, our plans are up to date. We don't want to be caught without one. And so we've recently had we've had two, I would call it training sessions or, practice sessions, and we're going to have more. And we've rewritten our emergency management protocols and made sure that all the departments, not only fire departments taking the lead, but our public works department, our police department, have all of our departments that are affected. If there was an emergency, if there was a tornado, if there was anything, they'd know what to do. And so we're making those preparations and making sure that we're proactive in protecting the citizens against those types of disasters that we hope we never have, but if we do, we want to be prepared. One of the things that we've started doing recently is we've increased the number of firefighters, and we have a program to increase the number of firefighters by 3 a year over the next 3 years. So we want to add full-time firefighters. We're a hybrid right now, and we have a lot of part-timers and a lot of full-timers, but we want to add more full-timers so that they can be committed to the citizens of Forest Park. So we've added 3, and we're going to add some more. Again, same way with the police department. We're in the process of recruiting and adding police personnel as well. I think that our new policemen just start today. Okay, it's great. We just had one get out of the academy, and so we've got a new one on the road today. And we're going to add a couple more. We lose them, and we have to replace them because, quite frankly, policemen and paramedics are like gold, and they're hard to keep and they're hard to find. And there's a lot of competition for them among cities. So we think we've got great departments, and we've got a great story that we can tell, and we're a great place to work, and this is a great community. So we are attracting folks here, and we want to make sure that we continue to create that environment where people want to come here and work. Again, just talking a little bit about what we've done. We've gone through You know, we talk about I talked earlier about the staff, how great they were. We've lost, I think, 11 full-time resignations and retirements. That's just because people have gotten, my secretary just retired, I think she had 44 years in. So we had a lot of people with a lot of institutional knowledge that we're going to be replacing over the next, that we've had to replace. But that's okay because, you know, we've been successful in recruiting new folks with new talents, and we'll continue to do that. But we're always recruiting, whether it's policemen, firemen, other folks, tax. We've had a lot of folks that have, you know, we train them up, and it's a good place to work. So, but because of the resignations and the retirements, mostly retirements, our HR department's been very busy. But we continue to search for a very diverse group of folks. We actively recruit women and minorities to work for us, and we're very proud of that. So we continue to do that, and it's a high priority for our citizens. It's a high priority for our city and our city council, and it's a strategic goal for the city to make sure that that we have opportunities for not only our citizens, but you know, other folks who want to come here and work. We've got a couple contracts coming up. Those will be tough to negotiate, but you know, we're always fair, right? Fire department, police department, always fair, and there's normally not. I say they're tough. They're not really tough. We've got a good group of people. We've got good unions, and we work well with them. So those contracts will be coming up, and we look forward to continuing to provide a really good place to work and good working environment. Information technology, we struggle sometimes. We only have 2 folks, but we keep up with it. And most important thing for us is that cybersecurity is the #1 thing that we make sure that we take care of. Cybersecurity is, in terms of threats to the community, threats to the city, that's probably the biggest thing if something happened to our systems. So no matter what we do, we pay a lot of attention, and we spend a lot of money to make sure that we have systems in place and procedures in place that will limit our vulnerability to any kind of cyber attacks or cyberware or ransomware or anything like that that would take down a police department, a fire department, or even our tax department. So we pay a lot of attention to that, and we've got a good group of people. Again, a lot of experience in that department, and we continue to look for new systems, new apps, new ways of doing business, so that we can be more efficient. Some of the things we're doing, we're working on some of the changes to web-based tax filing. We're also looking at some property maintenance and some permitting changes that would make the process more efficient, not only for our people, but for the public, so that they can log in and do a lot of the work themselves and get some of the answers that they need. And so we're looking to implement that and roll that out later this year. And again, primary focus on us is to continue to stress security, look for ways to do things more efficient and better, and to add services that we may not have to the community so that it's easier for our citizens to do business with us. Finance, again, Harlita, a lot of folks know Harlita. She's been there. She has a great staff, and well recognized as an expert in public finance throughout the United States. She's on GFOA boards for years. And we continue to receive the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association. That is the, again, gold standard that all finance departments want to achieve, and she's done it for probably 20 years. So we continue to implement policies, procedures, again, changes, wherever we need to go to make sure that we are following the best of breed, best of class in terms of government finance, so that people that pay their taxes and the citizens that are here know that we have the policies and procedures in place, and that we're audited by the state of Ohio, and that we comply with everything we can. And at the end of the day, we win the certificate of achievement. So it's quite an accomplishment, and it really reflects the fact that we're transparent and that we're very good stewards of your public funds. One of the things you'll see, taxes are probably our biggest department besides police and fire in terms of people. And processing tax returns, sitting down in front of people through COVID has really been tough. So we've made a lot of we turned this thing here into a tax office, our senior center. So we made a lot of capital improvements up at the tax office at the City Hall. And so we're going to continue to work up there and service the citizens. We have individual, glass enclosed areas where the citizens can come, and hopefully, they're protecting not only our employees but protecting the citizens from exposure. And but through that process, we are implementing some other process. We're going more toward online. We're focusing on the ability to send us documents encrypted. That's our next biggest thing, encrypted documents, so that when you send it to us from point A to point B, it's encrypted, and we're not putting people's information out into the public where they could be stolen. So again, if we're implementing a system, safety, security, cybersecurity is paramount in anything that we implement. We're also going to implement this year. This will be the first year for it. We're trying to implement a tax service where instead of walking in and getting service and getting in line, we're going to take reservations and have people come in. That way, they're not sitting around the lobby and getting a big long line, exposing each other to COVID and so forth. So anyway, we're going to try to do reservations this year, but obviously in tax season, which is basically April 1st through the 15th, we'll take walk-ins because we're here to service the public, and there are a lot of folks that need help doing their local income taxes, and we'll help them. We won't help you with your federal or your state, but we'll do your local income taxes, and it's something that our citizens have grown accustomed to. And it's a service that we'll continue to provide. But we still want to make people safe and keep our people safe while we're doing it. So we'll continue to look for ways to do it better. Stormwater Public Works. We hired a new director for Stormwater this year. Our 30-plus year director of Stormwater retired. And we've hired a new one, and we look forward to working with him over his career, over the next 20 years or so. Better be 20 years. So we don't have to go through this again. But they're working on a lot of improvements. They're doing GIS, implementing GIS programs where they'll make the system better, make it more efficient, and again, make it more user-friendly for the community. From a street maintenance program, we're going to look at ways of using our people to do more extensive work. And I mean extensive meaning jobs that we might have someone else do, a contractor, bringing our people and letting them do those types of work and training them to do it. So better utilization or training of our employees so that they can do different things, whether it's, do blacktopping. If we're going to blacktop some of our streets or do some of our own patching or whatever, we'll have to make sure that we're training them and make sure that we're getting them the right equipment. So. But Public Works does a great job. They take care of our parks. They take care of our streets. They did a great job here in the snowstorm. And we're very proud of them. They get a lot of work done for this smaller department as they are, and they're really quite small comparative to other cities, but they do a lot of work. And I think our park maintenance has been top-notch. We take great pride in making sure that they look good and that they're cut, they're manicured, they're mowed, and we'll continue to do that into the next year. And we're also looking at some street repair programs. Again, with our stormwater director, who's also an engineer, we'll be putting together a comprehensive street repair program where we try and hit every street in the city. Right now, there are some streets that haven't been hit for a while. We go through a process when we pick the streets and say, how come the street hasn't been picked? Well, we go through a rating process, and the worst streets get fixed. And sometimes your street just isn't bad enough. I hate to say that. Or maybe some street gets so bad it jumps all the way to the top of the list. So we try and go through that process, but we also want to make sure that we get put together a program where we're going to try and hit all the streets as well, even the ones, especially the ones that haven't been hit in a long time. So that'll be coming up. We're also going to implement a sidewalk repair program that will allow us to help the homeowners replace sidewalks, and more of that to come. So those are the two goals coming forward, will be to make sure that we've got a street repair program and a sidewalk repair program that will take care of some of the issues that the citizens have, and make the city look nicer, and again, add to the investment of folks who invest in their homes. They deserve good streets and good sidewalks. Environmental awareness is a very busy department of one, and he does a great job. And you can see right there some of the accomplishments. They have energy aggregation, our solid waste contract to handle that. We provide subsidies for home improvements, urban forestry programs. We have subsidies for cutting down trees, for putting in trees. We pick up large appliances. We also donated computers last year. We go through our process where we trade out our old ones and bring in our new ones. And instead of just sending them off to the dump and recycling them, we're reusing them. So we're more of a reusing city than a recycling city is what we want to say. We're going to try and put things to use. So we've donated, I forget how many computers last year, but let's say 8 or 10 of them. And we give them to citizens and kids who don't have computers at home. And we go through, recycle them. They're good computers, wipe them out, reload them with the software, and pass them off to somebody who can really use them. And we'll continue that program. We trade out probably 10 to 12 computers a year, and we'll just recycle those through Wintonwood School System, the senior center here as well. So it's a good use of a good reuse of our computers, and our environmental department handles all of that. Again, they handle the yard sales, energy aggregation, tremendous savings to the community. I think it's over $600,000 or more dollars saved to the community since this began. We are looking at implementing a gas aggregation program. That's a little tougher to implement. It's a little different than electric, but when the price is right and the market's right, we'll be implementing that again to stabilize pricing for our community so that they don't have these big bumps like they've had over the last couple of years, or over the last couple of months with energy price and gas price fluctuations. We want to stabilize that and save our folks money. Community development, we are a lot of good things going on. We have, I don't want to get too long here. I feel like I'm going too long. You can see some of the new developments that we've had. Dollar General in Northland, Kroger's remodeled. Again, focus on property maintenance, I think, is the most important thing that we're going to take away from this, and that continues to be a focus. And we added, we had 3 before COVID. Now inspectors, and when COVID hit, we lost 1, and now we're back to 3 part-timers. Plus, we added 2. Another inspector to help our building department. So we've got a lot of inspectors now that we can get out there and make sure that property maintenance is a focus, and it's a strategic priority for us to make sure that we maintain our neighborhoods. The housing study, we're going to study. We're going to go. We've got a professional, and we're looking to engage. We've engaged him, and there will be a housing study that's going to talk about the types of housing we have, types of housing we might want or what we might need. We're going to engage the community in this study and figure out where we want to go in the future with our housing. Adding housing is a strategic goal in that, again, we've increased our population from the last census. We want to continue to do that. But we also want to feedback we've received is there's just not a lot of housing options in the community. So we want to add options in terms of types of housing. There's a lot of senior citizens who might want to sell their house and move to maybe a patio type home. There's young folks, millennials and so forth, that are looking for townhouses and so forth. So different types of housing that they might want to buy for various pieces of the market that would make us an attractive place to continue to look and to move to. And we don't want people to not select Forest Park because they don't have the type of house that they want. We want to make sure that we can keep our older folks in place and keep them in Forest Park as an option and not have them move out somewhere to Liberty Township or someplace like that that has a house that they might be able to find there that we can't find here. So we're looking to add housing options and to add population as well, because we want to see our city grow. We've got a lot of places that can be developed, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Paul. Economic development. This is probably when we talk about the state of the city. We've had some issues. We want to make sure that we have property. We survive on income taxes. And we want to make sure, in order for us to survive, we are a bedroom community. So we need to add jobs, we need to add businesses, but we have to do it in a thoughtful way and in compliance with our plan. So we are looking, again, to do some extensive development. It's a priority for us. We have some places that we're looking to develop. The mall is always one. What's happening with the mall? That's actively being looked at right now. We hope to be able to move forward some things later on this year, but we don't want to promise anything because it's not to the point where we know that it's going to happen. But bottom line is there are areas on Northland, areas down on Hamilton and Waycross, the mall, the big mall, and other areas as well that we are actively engaged with to whether it's an RFP to attract developers or whether it's actual sale of land to a developer. Whatever it is, we are actively searching right now and working with folks to develop and bring jobs to this community and basically see some substantive changes to the look of the community as we go forward. So again, those are priorities for us, and we'll see that. But in order for us to survive, we have to grow the base, and we'd rather add jobs and add development and add taxes through people coming here and working than trying to increase the rates and so forth. So what we're trying to do now is increase the base, whether that's population through new housing, whether that's a new office tower or a new whatever that will bring jobs to the community. So expansion of the base is what we're looking for right now. One of the things up there coming forward, we're actively involved on Northland Boulevard at 650, 640, and 660. City owns a lot of property through there. We're actively involved in redeveloping that, but we've entered into an agreement with the library at 660 Northland, which is right in front of the big black tower. The library will be building their new next generation library there. We've been told that it'll be the biggest library besides the ones downtown. It'll be the biggest library that they have. So we look forward to a 25,000 to 30,000 square foot library. That'll be the showcase, we hope, of the Hamilton County Public Library system. And there'll be, again, as Nancy talked, or Nancy, there she is, spoke, we'll have the library director here in March to talk a little bit more about that. But they're committed to going on that site. That's about a 2.5 acre site right on Northland Boulevard. And we look forward to that, and that'll be the base beginning of redevelopment of that entire area. The city recently purchased the big black tower, and so we own that, and we own again a lot of the 640 right there. So that's a nice big site that we're actively looking to redevelop over the next year. This is an interesting little thing here at the bottom. We've got some agreements. We're finalizing some agreements with Miami University, and we're looking to, with the library deal, the city will take over the existing library, and which is a nice building, although it's dated. And the question is, what are we going to do with it? So we're looking for, whether it's a community center or it's community center activities, but one of the things that we're looking at right now is working with Miami University to bring a satellite site for them for a small business and minority business programs. A lot of their engineering department will be coming here, we hope, once we finalize this. But we're working with them. It's early negotiations, but these are the types of things that we want to do. We want to bring, whether it's Miami University or Sinclair or UC or anybody, we want to bring them here so that they can support the kids that are graduating from Winton Woods and Northwest High School, and that live here in the city of Forest Park, and add that value of education to the next step. And so we think that's going to be a great opportunity to work with Miami University and bring their programs here to the community, not only for the kids who are, the young kids, but also young adults who are looking to change jobs, but also for training for the businesses that are in the community as well. Those of you who have businesses, the chamber would be interested in this, getting them here to help train your employees and to do programs, whether it's engineering or different types of things, and work with various employers here with the city of Forest Park to enhance the value that we bring to our business community. Finally, right guys? Woo, it's long. We look forward to working with, obviously, our partners, the chamber as well, our many business partners, our community partners, churches, everyone that we work with now, continue to work with them. We want to grow the base, grow our economic development base, create jobs, help create jobs, do whatever we can to improve the community and the business community, as well as the residential community and the people who live here and work here. We want to continue to make this a safe and vibrant place where people choose to live, but still add benefits, add quality of life, whether it's new summer programs that we're going to implement, or whether it's any kind of program that we can come up with that will make this a better place to live. So that's our commitment, and we look forward to working on all of this coming up over the next year. I know I took too much time. I probably should have cut it off, but thanks for putting up with me, and look forward to moving forward with City of Forest Park. Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions?
Woo, it's a long one, huh?
You can defer to the other guys.
Oh, I don't mind asking. Oh, I like questions. I just apologize for being so long. If I could have stuck to my script, it would have been 20 minutes shorter. But my script disappeared on me.
Chris has a question.
Yes, Chris.
I've wondered this for a while, actually. What would you say surprised you the most about Forest Park? Now you've been here for 2 years.
The community spirit. I mean, a very active group of folks that care a lot about their community. It wasn't unexpected, but it was a pleasant surprise that seems to be the diversity of the community, that everyone gets along. I mean, it really is. I mean, from what I've seen, the people they work together pretty well, and so that's kind of one of the biggest takeaways that I have over the last year. And I enjoy working here. I enjoy living here. I moved here, so it's a great place to live, a great place to work, and I think it's just a wonderful community that we need to One of the things I didn't mention is we've hired a communication company to help rebrand us. And one of the things going forward will be how, and this group and the chamber will be involved in this, and how do you want us to communicate to you? How should we communicate to your businesses? And in other groups as well. But one of the things is we want to make sure that, I think regionally, we're kind of a hidden gem, and we need to get out there and blow our own trumpet and tell them how great it is here, and make sure that people realize that it's a nice, safe, wonderful housing, wonderful neighborhoods, and it's a good place to live. We need to let people know that.
And I think that that's one thing that we've always heard from being here, and I do some work outside. It's so nice to work with people that work at the city and for everybody that's here. When you're in business here, I mean, working with you, working with Paul, working with the police and the fire, it's unbelievable. And Rafiq too. I'll give you that.
Yeah, give us Rafiq with an extra, right?
We had a panel a few years ago with people that were expanding a business here and expanding a business in another regional place, and they couldn't say more about how wonderful it was here and how horrible it was there. So not horrible, but it's just it's so much nicer here to get things done. And I think you're right. I think people don't realize it. They don't know where we are.
When you come to work, and Paul is our biggest champion here, and I'm going to paraphrase him. He's a much better communicator than me. But when you come here and you locate your business here, we're not here to be in your way. We're here to help you, and we're here to be a partner with you, so that we want to make sure that we can help you stay here, grow here, and when you decide that you're too big for where you're at, we want to make sure you stay here and find a place for you and work with you. So we want to be more of a partner for all of our businesses, small, medium, large, and help them thrive. That's what we want to do. We want all the businesses to make tons of money and to be very profitable and employ as many people as they can and create good jobs for everyone. And so I think that's kind of sets us apart. You're right. I've been with other cities and seen other cities where it becomes very adversarial, and I don't think we are. I think we're if we're working with you and you're working with us, we can be really good partners.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I wanted to ask a question about the rebranding exercise. If you would be so kind, please consider the Forest Park Historical Society as a partner with you in that effort.
They're on the list.
I have to say.
And the flower, the garden people, the flower people, are also on the list.
Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to extend my comments by observing that today at 4 o'clock, the Forest Park Historical Society will have a guest and his wife come talk to us about how it was we got the brand we have.
Great. Yeah, I saw that. That's going to be nice. It'll be right here.
We would like anyone present who has time at that hour today free to come and join us.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, that the Historical Society, the groups that have been here for so long, they're really the keepers of the torch, and they're passing that torch forward. Their knowledge of the community and how we got to where we're at, and that shapes. You have to know where you've been and how you got there in order to go forward. So we appreciate everything you've done.
That's my point.
Yes. Anything else, guys?
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks, everyone.
I apologize for the time. Gosh darn it. For taking so much time.
You're fine.
I hate to do that.
Well, it's a few minutes after 1, but I think we all did good. We had a little bit of Libby's cheesecake that got us into a little food coma. So if you haven't been there, Libby's cheesecake, it's all good. So we have some extra. Take some home with you. Thank you all for being here. We will see you next month. If anyone has any other questions or anything, renewals are out. We did have a billing glitch for some people, so if you got a bill that I hand wrote on, just go ahead and pay it whenever, it's fine. We've had a couple questions because I wanted to be environmentally aware and not reprint another 50 invoices, so those are on the way out. So have a great day, and yes, you have something?
Do you have a specific date for next month's meeting?
The 8th of March, right here, because February and March are always the same days, the Tuesdays, so I usually keep that, because today is the 8th, right? Yeah, and so go Bengals, everybody cheer, have a great Super Bowl, and hopefully, the chamber offices might be a little slow on Monday morning, but we'll see. So thanks, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day, too.
Oh, yeah.